can you find a way to look at getting older as a kind of cool thing? You know, my intentions is to be the coolest old man out there, you know? And what I've learned is that it comes from the inside, not just from the outside. It's from the inside how you live, from the inside how you act. That's what reflects back on the outside. We've all seen people that other folks might say is kind of ugly or kind of drab or kind of not doing it, but they've got an energy or they've got a light or something about them that just attracts people, that draws people. And then those of us as we mature, we find out that it's not always about how we look on the outside. It's how we feel about ourselves, how we look on the inside. That's what makes the difference. You know, and if we don't learn how to live with that, then we're going to just have an ugly time. You know, they say between now and 2050, twice as many people who are now over 60 will exist. There'll be 2 billion people on the planet over 60. And anybody born today, they say that they have a 50% chance. 50% of those people will end up being 100, 102, 103 years old. Now, that's pretty good. But if you don't know how to live during that time, you know, then it's going to be, like I said, it's going to be a waste of time. And I believe that the universe, God, whatever you call, says that, you know, if you ain't doing nothing with your life, if you're just taking up space, we can, like, check you out of here and put somebody else in that spot. I really do think that. So if you fool around and don't want to participate in life, don't want to be healthy, don't want to do the right things in your life, check you out. We'll get somebody else and fill that spot. Now, the thing is to be, what kinds of things can we do and should we do? And the first thing is obvious. We first notice aging and all that through our physicalness, how we age. That's what we notice. Can we still get up and down and squat and do all of those kinds of things? And I would suggest to you that no matter what age you are or where you're at in your health challenges, that you can always start today. You can always start now and can always improve. I've got an older brother that says a bad day of exercise is still a good day. You know, even if it's a bad day, it's still a good day. And taking care of our health, it's one of those things that, you know, I'd like to tell you guys that I did all this research and I found out there's a whole bunch of great new things you have to do if you want to age properly. But what I really found out is the same old stuff that we've been doing all of our life. Make sure that you sleep and get all your rest. Make sure that you eat right and get your exercise. Make sure that you have a purpose, a reason for getting up. You know, kids, their reason for getting up every morning is to play. Our reason for getting up used to be, at one time, was to go to work. And hopefully your work was just like play. But you need to have a reason, a purpose for your life. And if you do all those kind of things, it doesn't matter at what age, you'll have a good life. But whether you're 10, 15, 20, 60, 80, or 90, I've learned you still have to keep doing those things. See, some people think that it's just about your genes, you know, and you get lucky and have some good genes. Well, I've got good genes, okay? I'll tell you, I got good genes, okay? My mom is 95, and my mom is so active and so involved. Some of you have met my mom. I even told her today, I'd be speaking over at the church today, but Mom had so much other stuff going on, okay? At her own church, they're having their church anniversary, and she's the oldest member of the church, and, you know, I can hear Michael some other time. I got things to do. And that's how she lives. She has things to do. At 95, she dresses herself. She lives by herself. She cooks by herself. She's in her right mind. She's still a mother, and it is hard to get old when your mother is still around. It is. It's difficult to be old when your mother is still around. And she does make it challenging, but I learned so much from her. You know, my mother is a health nut. She will go to the doctor, you hear me? She would take her stack of Medicaid cards and insurance cards and write down everything that might have went wrong and go in there. I went to the doctor with her one time, and this young guy, maybe in his 40s or so, he looked at Mom and said, Mom was in her early 90s or whatever. He said, you know, we quit doing colonoscopies in about 84, 85. Do you still think you want to have one? Well, my mom's got a little medical background, and she started looking at all this young boy's certificates and telling him about all his teachers and where he had learned and all the stuff that she knew. He decided that maybe he would change his mind and go talk to somebody else about what you should or should not do at that age, because obviously she knew something. See, I took my mom once. She went to go get a mammogram, okay? Now, my mom has about as much chest as I do, and she's 90-some years old. So I didn't know why she would need to be going to get a mammogram. Did not make any sense to me. But I've gotten a lot smarter now, see? I figure if mom can get a chance to be 95, and I want to be 95, then I need to listen and watch what mom's doing. And what she was teaching me is that we are always responsible for our health. We are always responsible for going and checking our stuff out. It doesn't get to be, oh, well, now I'm 70, I don't have to work out anymore. Now I'm 60, I don't have to have a purpose anymore. No, 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 no. You always have to be worried about your physical health on the spiritual journey. And if you do that, you will